Hi, and welcome to Business Unusual. I'm Liz Whitehead, co-mastermind of Diversity Masterminds and CEO of 12.5. And we're here to talk about what to do when business unusual becomes business as usual. And I'm here with my guest, Wendy Shen. Hi, Wendy.
Hi,
Wendy, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your company?
my name is Wendy Shen. I'm from FLOMO NYGALA Corp. In Moonachie, New Jersey, and I've been in business since 1992, so it's 28 years. And we do everything you need to celebrate and more. You in the past we only do party, stationery, and holiday products. Now we're adding a PPE product and things is to protect and to be safe, and also home fitness product to be entertaining at home and things like that. So it's going to be everything you need to celebrate life, health, and special occasion and holiday.
Awesome. Okay, well, I want to talk a little bit about the safety and PPE stuff, but before we do that, so in talking about COVID-19, I ask people, have you been through, your business has been around for a long time, so you've been through other crises before. What are some of those, and what did you learn from that?
The crisis, of course, we actually repositioned our company a couple of times. When I started company, basically trying to find a big corporation like Disney, Warner Brothers, Six Flag, and these people to do the private label and stuff like that for them. And it's been very difficult. So it's already a big challenging from the beginning. And after that, business going up nice and smoothly with the effort, with the time, with the people and networking and knowing people more and a little bit more smarter and more aging. So better. And after that, I find out selling to the gift industry and especially retail, I need to switch a little bit because there are some situation about everybody know about SARS in 2003, but it's no more Asia. But 2008 was a financial crisis, and then with 9/11 happened. It's really we went to reception, and when this happened, everybody looking for cheaper products. So I switched my company from more high-end gift and stationery, and then selling to the dollar store, selling to a lot of individual dollar store, and also mass market chain, and which is they want lower price. So our product right now could be $1 to $3, 80% of those, and it's going well. And then now these things happen, and now we have to adjust ourselves, making a little transform the business a little bit, and adding PPE and also 3PL and global sourcing. Our company is not only because of long-term history. My parents have, our family is already 60 years in manufacturing, and so we do have a lot of experiences about manufacturing and stuff like that, and knowing a lot of network and people that who really are manufacturing also. How are we going to actually leverage our network and our connection, especially from my parents and family, and knowing those people better, and then bring those products back to here. So global sourcing is just something that we have done for just something, not something new we already done before, but it's actually more and more in the last 2 or 3 months. And also we're adding another service, the 3PL, third-party professional logistics. We're done here with warehouses 28 years. So we have a lot of experiences shipping product, receiving product, distribution and repacking, rework, labeling. So we are just going to take our know-how and package together and be able to market and sell to also sell our service to many people need. E-commerce is right now is booming, and a lot of people need an e-commerce fulfillment. And how are we going to get our company with the e-commerce integration and our database ERP? This is something we are working on right now, and it looks very good. I feel like I'm just giving a little toss with some of the people that I know and people interested in it.
Great. So let's go back. So you said 2003 was SARS, and then 2008 was the recession, and SARS really affected you because you have manufacturing in China.
Right. And that's the only year that I did not go to China for the trade shows because of SARS. But the trade show actually went on. I don't know why it went on. I mean, they be very safe, but But this year they canceled the biggest trade show in China.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what were some of the lessons? So you said you shifted to, from retail to different retail customers and started looking at dollar stores and more discount stores. But that continued after the recession, right?
Yes. And then I positioning the company a little bit, right? Instead of selling the product at retail for $10, $20, I can sell the product at retail at $1 to $3. And that's very difficult because a lot of people are thinking why the product can be $1, and you just have to try to make it happen. So we actually have been selling the dollar stores for a long time, for the last, I would say 10, 15 years. We've been selling to the dollar stores, and it's been a good business. But now, because this pandemic happened, it's really hurting a lot of dollar store. And, high rent, the high overhead, I don't know how they're going to be able to pay and coming back. But I see something coming back again because I see the customers calling and emailing and asking a lot of questions. So thanks God, hopefully everything will be back soon.
Yeah. So you've been, over 60 years in business, you've been through a lot of different challenges.
Yeah, my parents, 60
Yeah,
years.
right. And your parents, right. So the business has been through a lot of challenges.
That's
yeah.
right.
Right. So I remember talking to you right when this was happening, and you were still very positive. You're like, okay, what can we do? What's the next step? And so that's when you started talking about 3PL and sourcing. And again, this is stuff that you've been doing. So third-party logistics and sourcing, you've been doing it, but now you're just sort of reframing it and making sure that people know you do it.
Right. Just so you become a product and service. Before I'm doing it, actually a lot of favors. So anybody asks me, can you do it? Can you unload this container for me and consolidate it with other? Sure, I always do things for customer, whatever they need to keep customer happy, and we are doing it. And then, now become a product and service.
Yeah, I think that's such a good way to look at it. Like, what are some things that you're already doing that you can make into another revenue stream?
Yeah, so we are selling basically our system, our infrastructure, our know-how, and then people have a lower cost. They can come to it instead of renting another warehouse, hiring another team, getting another software going and database. And we want to get into e-commerce fulfillment for them. They can come in to the system and then look at the inventory, look at the product is already shipped and everything. So everything we're already doing, it just never really packaged, be able to sell that service. And that's why we are doing now. And I'm happy that, we have decided, and we make a video for that. It's going to be excited. So we'll be able to send to a lot of customers and whoever they need it. A lot of customers, when they expanding their business, they really don't need to rent another warehouse, right? They can use us, or whoever just start up on the e-commerce, they don't really need to get in another warehouse. They can just using our service.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, and I like that too. It's also important, just because you've been doing it doesn't mean everybody knows that you do it.
Yeah.
So you still have to get out there in front of people and say, we can do this.
That's right. And then global sourcing, we are not only doing in China, we actually expand because of the terrorist situation. A lot of product tariffs still going to stay 25% for a while. We feel that in the beginning, I was thinking, okay, maybe 5 months and 6 months in the situation. Looks like now, I feel like it's going to be a little longer than that. So we actually, about 2 years ago, a year and a half, we've been actually, looking at a lot of factory. And personally, last year, and this year couldn't travel. Last year, I actually traveled to a couple of countries and try to be able to verify and certify some factory. So we start using Southeast Asia factory like India, Indonesia, and Malaysia, Vietnam, and that's what we're going to focus on. And also Taiwan. We actually already, some of the factory I seen in last year, we are giving them some order to try. And so it makes us our global sourcing is more stronger and advantage. We can save a lot of customers money. If they're using China factory to pay in 25%, now maybe some of the stuff that we can take it other country and where we have a connection and we know they are good and we can save a lot of cost saving for the customer. So global sourcing and 3PL should be one of our two important things is in not only the products, we have everything you need to celebrate, and not only the product, we want to everything you need to celebrate and more. So product and service is what we're going to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I remember when we first talked too, one of the things you said was like, I can get my hands on things that other people can't get their hands on. So because of these relationships with the factories and things like that. So I think that's a really good way to reframe and pivot in terms of what you're doing. What are some things, like what things do you think will stick, either with your business or with business in general as we get past COVID? Although that doesn't, as you said, it looks like it'll be with us for a while.
Yeah, of course, it's safety, right? Number one concern, everybody is the safety first. Everything has to be safe and then go to the next things. And then to preserve the cash, try to save, check into everything that they wear, not only because some of the new revenue, the new revenue stream, it didn't really things. It's like when I'm saying want to do the business, it will come in one day. It's of course, we planning and we have a lot of things that we feel check. We have all those. Is still, save and then cost, because things is going to be, price is going to be go up, no, cost is actually going to go up, because with this pandemic, the worldwide is already impacted. A lot of factory overseas have been closing about 2 months, 3 months. And the material factory, the production factory, all this is, I talked to a couple of factories last night, actually. Everybody, price is going to go up. But the thing is, the retailer here, and I talked to a couple of big retailers yesterday, they want me to come down the price, okay? They wanted me to lower the price and people want to go up the cost. Probably it's going to be shrinking. It's going to be the same as not only me. I feel this is going to be a lot of importer, a lot of company, even the manufacturer. A lot of manufacturer here, they are not only 100% of material, everything coming from the US, they still have some import material to making the finished product in the US. So not only the tariff 25% impact the business here, the coronavirus situation make a lot of people shut down, a lot of business affected in the whole of the world, then definitely the costs will go up. The cost of the material will go up because people, and vessel, the things is the ocean freight is going to go up. I already heard, usually ocean freight didn't really go up until like Christmas time, but now because they want to really compensate whatever the loss in for the last few months, everybody wants to raise their price. That means that's the cost was the ocean freight, the raw material, and things. So the costs will go up. But the thing is, my customer want me, my prices to go down. So it's not only going to be me and my company, everybody going to have a profit shrinking situation. And this is going to be a little long time, unfortunately. But I feel that the business just have to make a smart decision quickly and then have a plan A, plan B, like we already did with Southeast Asia, not just counting from China source.
Yeah. So what are some of the things that you did to prepare or that you're doing to prepare for the profit shrinkage?
That's really hard to prepare, right?
Right.
You just have to have a plan A and B, because these things happen and the customers are pushing it, because a lot of major retail is already closed for 2-3 months, especially our New York, New Jersey, Massachusetts. I talked to one customer today. They're New York, New Jersey, Massachusetts still not open. A lot of area, they all open. So that means this is 3-4 states, Connecticut too. So they are not open, but majority of their store is here. So they're losing a lot of revenue and they really need help. They need support. And what can we do as a supplier? Of course, we'll try to help them, shrinking a profit. So we look at our costs to see where we can go to next to try to save more money and to compensate whatever the loss in here. So you just have to be more resilient, I guess, and more global. I think it's company right now in the future, when the SARS happened, when the financial economy downturn happened in 2008, at that time, my business was effective, but isn't affected as much as now, because now this time is a global situation. But in the future, you just have to prepare more technology, e-commerce, try to be able to sell globally instead of selling regionally, and then compensate. If this country have a problem, hopefully we don't have the worldwide situation again. But if this country have a problem, we can sell to the other country. Like some political situation in different country, we have no control. We won't be able to sell anymore, like Venezuela, like Brazil, and a lot of Argentina, some of the countries that we couldn't sell anymore. But we'll try to sell other countries. Just try to be innovative and creative a little bit. Think out of the box.
Yeah. So you mentioned safety. Safety is going to be one of the things that sticks with us. And so you also, along with having this third-party logistics and global sourcing package, you've also started providing safety and PPE for big and small customers.
Yeah, we have to. I think it's safety. In the beginning, idea is donation, right? My idea is just to bring a lot of glove and bring a lot of mask and to donate. And, a couple of my friends saying that you keep on sending me the mask, customer too. Why don't you sell it? Why don't you sell it? And I said, we are not in this business. You can learn it. You have a connection. You can bring it. So PPE, the mask and glove, and then maybe fabric mask. Some people think it's still a risk business because a lot of people bringing in, but I feel long-term, this is going to be still a little long-term situation. And if I don't sell, I'll donate to everywhere. It's supposed to be. But anyway, I think it's I think it's going well. It's just something that maybe a little risk at that time, but just try to think out of the box. What can we help? What can we serve? What can we pay back? What can we try to help the society and community? And the idea, that's where the idea coming from. And that's why we start to knowing so much. If you ask me about the material of the glove and mask, and I'm already in and out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. You already know it all. And I know that your employees, some of them are back at work and they're wearing gloves and masks.
Yes. We're taking temperatures, everybody come in. We already have a customer start coming in yesterday. We try to keep everybody still distant, but we require everybody wear a mask and wear a glove. And then also, I'm in my office, so that's why you didn't see with my mask. But as soon as I open my door, I had to wear my mask.
Yeah.
And take everybody's temperature, no exemption. I told them, even myself, you have to take it. No exception.
Yeah. That's great. Well, if people need masks or they want to celebrate something, where's the best places to find you?
You can actually find, there are two ways. If it's wholesale, www.flomousa.com, or just call us, or go to our Glitzy, it's our B2C, www.glitzy.com. Then you can find, that's for smaller quantity or for individual that people, want to using for themselves. But most of our customers right now are still the business and then resell. Yeah, but I'm sure the consumer part eventually will expand.
Yeah. Well, great. Thank you so much for sharing all this about the global marketplace, which I think is really interesting. And thank you for joining.
That is virtual. A lot of things is going to be changed. Last thing in Compact is virtual. We are changing things to be everything virtual now. So virtual selling. Before, most of my salesperson, I don't want to call it as old school. They're very experienced salesperson, but they prefer to sell in person. They don't want to be just talking on the phone or video. We have been doing a lot of, last 2-3 weeks, trying to educate them, have them try, have them do things like that. Trade show, we canceled one trade show, the biggest trade show in March, and we didn't go. Originally, they don't want to cancel it, but we canceled it. We canceled the trip. We don't want to go to protect our business and the employee. And finally, 2 days before the trade show, they canceled.
Yeah.
Right now, I still don't know where's my merchandise. I have a whole truck because my trade show is 10 booths. I have a whole truck of the merchandise there. That, but eventually in the future, it's going to be a virtual selling a lot. It's going to be a virtual show.
Yeah.
Yep.
Great.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. And thanks, Wendy. And we'll see you next time on Business Unusual.
Thank you. Thanks so much.